So I wanted to do a little analysis video on my team, just sort of to give it an overview, but also because I know someone's doing a retrospective video on the Streets of Rage series and the Streets of Rage characters, and I wanted to discuss my character, who I feel is very important to my team, is Mr. Adam Hunter. And he's someone who I've kind of made an entire team around, and the reason for that is pretty much his passive. Adam, maximally promoted, has a 39.1% crit chance. And why does that matter? Let's just run through the other skills quickly. Pipe Smash, his star skill, basically deals a ton of damage, but if he crits, he gets stunned for 2 turns. And then his max is really where it's all about. He deals 2 hits, and if any one of them crits, it stuns, and then he deals 2 more hits, and if any one of them stuns, he deals 2 more hits. And that's where it pretty much finishes out. This is a team killer. So if you can get this off in the arena, you're generally going to kill 3/4 of your opponent's team. Moving on to the rest. Rouge the Bat. And I apologize in advance because I will definitely accidentally call her Rogue. She fits onto this team because of her passive, which is she gives 13% bonus critical hit chance to the team. So this is definitely one of the better things about her. Going through the rest of her skills. Her star skill is pretty basic. She deals damage and she gets mana and she steals mana from the enemy if they have it. That's okay. Basically, she's just a machine to try and fire off her max as much as possible. And then this is her max. Charm Ray deals a load of dark damage and then also inflicts stun for 2 turns. The dark history of this, though, just to give you a bit of Sega Heroes history, is that the best team in the game pretty much used to be this one. Joe, Sonic, Big, and Shadow. And the way this basically worked was that there was a lot of synergy between Sonic and Big, because Big could create blue star tiles for Sonic, and Sonic could get extra turns with his max. And there was a lot of synergy between Joe Musashi and Shadow the Hedgehog, because Shadow creates a lot of star tiles and Joe can destroy star tiles with his max. So this team was so prevalent in the arena and all the events for a long time that they decided to nerf it. And they would never nerf Sonic. So they basically nerfed Sonic's wingman, so they nerfed Big, which was probably needed because for a long time Big was pretty clearly the best green in the game, and it was weird because he was a common. And they also nerfed this team as well by changing how Joe Musashi works. They made him a much more elemental-based character, and they also stopped how many star tiles he could destroy in one max. He used to do 3 columns, which is pretty crazy, and now he just does 1. But Shadow is a character who definitely badly needed a nerf because he can do like 50 million damage with 1 Chaos Spear if you set it up correctly. So what I think happens is that the developers went to nerf Shadow and then he just did Chaos Control and he redirected their nerf, and instead they just ended up nerfing Rouge. So her Charm Ray used to do 33% more damage. So if she wasn't nerfed, this would say 270,000, which would be nice. That's still not great, but it's nicer than 180. So Rouge, like, she used to be better. I feel like she's kind of the weak link of this team. Next on my team is Gilius, or Gilius Thunderhead. Now he's a character I actually think is quite underrated. I think he's a lot better than most everybody else does. If anybody's doing a green tier list, they put him at or near the bottom. And I think I'd put him solidly in the middle, or like, you know, in the top half of characters, but, you know, definitely not one of the best. His synergy with this team is his passive, Hardy Constitution. So anytime anyone on your team gets a crit, he restores 100,000 health, which is pretty great because with Rouge and Adam, there's a lot of crits happening, and that lets Gilius heal. Now he doesn't have the highest health of all the tanks, 439,000. What would he be if I maxed him? 730,000. But he can heal himself a lot. So his star skill, he charges at the enemy and he gets taunt for 2 turns. And also, if you're above rally level 2, he inflicts stun, which is very nice. So all 3 characters so far can inflict stun. The really nice thing about this, if you think about it, is that most tanks don't have a star skill that performs multiple functions. This does good damage, and it also does taunt, and it can also do stun. Most tanks' star skill either applies taunt, or it heals, or it applies growth. It doesn't usually do more than one thing, but this does 3. So that's pretty good for Gilius. And then Thunderbolt, which basically deals 6 hits of elemental damage and also gives him taunt for 4 turns. I love this move because it's not that expensive. You get to shoot it off a lot, and because it's random damage, it will sort of pick its way across the team. So if you're against 4 enemies at low health, you're probably going to kill them all. The main practical usage for this in Arena is I use it for killing Death Adders, because they're weak to elemental damage. You don't tend to come across Death Adder that much, but it's nice to have this if you do. And then my final boy on my team, BD Joe. So the greatest thing about BD Joe is definitely his star skill. He heals a crap ton of health onto your character. So 172,000 is a big one. But then he activates that ally's star skill, and that's great. So on this team, that would mean with Rouge, she'd heal and get mana. Gilius would attack and get taunt, and then Adam would hit with the pipe, do big damage, maybe also get a stun. So that's a great ability. The one downside is that BD Joe cannot heal himself, because if he could, and he was the last one left on a team, you could get into a situation where he would just be stuck infinitely healing himself over and over in a never-ending party time. His max is also great. Hits a row and destroys the row, and it hits all the enemies, and because of the team he is in, it usually crits. And then it's got the thing where it can create non-red star tiles, which is always useful. Like, more star tiles is always nice. This max is a lot more powerful than you think it is, and again, because it destroys tiles, you get mana for those tiles as if they were matched, which is great. And then finally, BD Joe's passive. This is why he's on the team, but to be honest, this isn't great, because 13% is the same as what Rouge has, and 13% is the same as what Gum has, and they're both rare characters. So, you know, between rare, you've got epic, and then you've got legendary. So I wish this was better. I wish this was a higher number, or I wish that there was just something else on it, like, you know, BD Joe adds 1 to rally, or like he gets 2 coins every turn. Just something. Give him something else to make him legendary. Because I have been trying to build BD Joe for the entire time I've been playing. And you can see down here that it's 396 out of 600 shards. I've been building him for the entire time playing. Recently I've been trying to invest in G, and look at G, 548 out of 600. I've been building G for a month. So just purely the fact that BD Joe is an arena legendary and Agent G is a survival legendary, like, you can build Agent G much faster, and like I would argue that Agent G is a lot better. So let's jump into survival. So just gonna go straight into it, and the most important thing to do on this team, who's that Dispel, is to make sure that BD Joe doesn't take any damage, because he cannot heal himself, and because of the way survival mode works, any damage he sustains is permanent. Alright, so we have our first Adam Max. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Yeah, it's the issue there is that I attacked a enemy at low health, which meant that Adam had 1 less chance to crit. So let's just keep this going. Party time! And that's our first stage done. I'm not going to try and farm any rally on this. I'm just going to like shoot through it. So, Rouge has her max up. Who's the most dangerous person here? I'll take out the slider, because I don't want BD to take any damage. And you saw there that Gilius got a heal from that. Okay, so Gilius's max is up. I'm going to wait 1 turn before I activate it, because I don't want BD to take any damage. Actually, we'll do BD's max. And we'll mop up with Gilius. Nice. Alright, so start of the next level, I'm just going to immediately use Adam's max. And we'll see how many people it kills. It kills much better at full health, because obviously you get 2 chances to attack. So, nice! And we're left with Stunning Galgia. It's going to fall victim to party time. Smash. And we've got Adam's max again, so let's just keep this combo going. Who will I target? They're all kind of annoying. I'm going to go with the Valkyria Chronicle Imperial Soldier guy. We've got Rouge's max, but I don't think we need to activate that. This will be more than enough. Alright, so we got 3 maxes now. It's always hard to decide whether to use BD Joe's one first or last, because it does give back mana, but we'll just use it first here to see how it goes. Krakoom. That's pretty nice going. Kill Rouge. Oh, not kill Rouge. Want to do some more damage to this guy here. Got Adam's max up now, but I don't think it's really worth using. Yeah, we'll just kill these guys and move on. Use our max on the next stage. Yeah, definitely want to kill Taris. I'm pausing a little bit now because boss characters are starting to come in, and I don't want to kill something like a cat killer and leave something dangerous like a Taris on the board. See now how long it will take. I was going to say how long it will take before Gilius will heal that damage, but he healed the damage twice before I actually said my sentence. On to the next stage, and watch the mana gain from the characters for BD Joe here. Watch what he'll do to them. Cool. Alright, nobody actually got their thing full, but that seems like quite enough. Let's just fire this off and see who's left standing. Oh, everybody. Okay. Gonna be like that, huh? I'm gonna stun this guy because I don't want him to get a turn. 20,000 damage. How long before Gilius heals that? Oh, immediately. Immediately heals it. Just from BD Joe chucking a license plate at a crab. Hashtag relatable. My dwarf healed when I threw a license plate at a robot crab. Alright, we got no mana here. Oh, Eggman, I want to kill him. So I'm going to match these yellow tiles here to get Adam's max back. And see if this can kill him. That's the interesting thing about the max, is that it will target who you are targeting first, but for all the rest of the hits it is random. So sometimes you just got to kind of hope that Adam does what you want him to do. I'll take that rally star tile, even though I'm not explicitly farming rally. I'm not going to pass up a star tile when I can get it. So you can see that kind of the purpose of this team is to just make sure everybody's always attacking Gilius, because he has functionally infinite health. His health isn't that high, but he's pretty much always going to have full health. Who we got next? Oh, Salvaria. I will definitely attack her first. Chicken leg and little bug thing. Let's go with this. It's worth pointing out as well that a different version of this team is to use Gum instead of Gilius, because that adds an extra 13% crit chance to the team. But I don't feel like it's that necessary, because Adam's max at the level I have it functionally always crits, and I don't need it to functionally always crit even more than basically all the time. Definitely attacking Kapu Kapu here because I hate him. I'm actually going to spend Rouge's one as well, just to make sure he's dead. Oh my god, he's still not dead. Alright. There we go. We've successfully killed a cat, which I'm told is something you should never do on the internet. Definitely check out that Netflix documentary. Okay, yeah, this is... I don't know, is it even worth taunting her? Will she hit BD? Let's just hope she doesn't and see what happens. There we go, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just building up everybody's mana now, because the last couple of stages is where you definitely want to have your maxes to fire. Yeah, you hit Gilius. But yeah, the end point is that I much prefer using Gilius over Gum, just because it's much more easy for your characters to do significant damage when they're not dead. Okay, so this is stage 11, so I need to kind of be a bit rationing here. What we do, we'll do Adam's max and see what happens. So Werewolf takes 2 crits, takes another crit. I was kind of hoping he would attack Espio, but let's see how this goes. No, I don't want to use the other abilities if I don't have to. What does Espio do? Okay, we'll put up Gilius's taunt shield. See what his action is. Who are you going to attack, Espio? Oh, nobody, you're dead. Okay. Party time. Someone gets a little heal. Rouge topped up for the next stage. Screw kick into midair. Alright, so we're just going to start with BD Joe's max. So, hopefully this all works out great. Oh, that's not a bad last wave. That's not a bad last wave. These guys, I don't like these guys. What do they do? Physical damage. Yeah, they only reduce physical damage, so I'll stun this guy so he doesn't get his turn. And let's attack Espio. Shuriken? Who are you shurikening? Alright, Rouge, that's fine. Last stage anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point if anybody dies. Yeah, so this is what it looks like to play a stun team. Just got a bunch of enemies and nobody gets a turn. Well, except this guy who's going to get a turn right now. Well, how do you like me hitting you with a taxi and then maybe party timing? Oh. yeah, I'll just finish these guys off with Gilius. That's survival mode run over. So I don't know how long that was. It felt pretty fast. So final analysis. Do I think this team is good? Kinda. It's problematic in the sense that the team is basically a stool, a three-legged stool, and Adam is the one that everybody is propping up. And, you know, Adam's only a rare. He does great damage and he can kill people in teams. But what I've been doing recently in the arena is that I've been swapping out Rouge for G, because I don't think Rouge needed a nerf. Like, the fact they nerfed Rouge and not Shadow, I still think is insanity. And I just need a more threatening blue, and I don't think people are afraid to attack me in the arena, because if they kill Adam, like, they're going to beat me, for definite. Final thoughts? I would say if you're a player starting off, don't build this team, because it doesn't become powerful until you're in your late 50s, early 60s, when your crit chance is high enough that Adam's just basically always hitting for maximum damage. I mean, practically speaking, if you're going to play from the start, you should use the team that was nerfed, which was Joe Musashi, Big the Cat, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, you should use that team. And if you're going to build towards, let's find a stage where I can choose whatever I want. If you're going to build towards an arena team, like, the best arena team at the moment seems to be Largo Dairy, where you're just using a bunch of legendaries and Largo. So it's Alyss. Any blue really, you could use Selvaria or G. Who's the green? Oh, of course, Hatsuma, and then Largo. So if you want to win an arena, this is the team you should be using. So as you notice, the team I recommend you start with and the team you should be using in arena has no overlap with my team. So there you have it. I like my team. I think Adam's a good unit, but I can't recommend that you use it as well. So that's the end of the video. Thanks. Bye.